maybe another law is going to have to be put on the books to try to give a little bit more truth in advertising on what's happening here to taxpayers.
Welcome back to Square Off. That was longtime taxpayer watchdog Kevin McCarthy here in Arizona, airing his concerns about what he says are misleading claims about the property tax impact of planned borrowing by Valley school districts. Voters across the state are casting ballots in school bond and budget override elections November 7th, but there's been more pushback this year than in past years. We're back with Democratic consultant Cani of Slingshot campaigns and Republican activist Tyler Montague, longtime activist here in the Valley. So who wants to give us, well, first I do want to know, you're a volunteer on one of these campaigns.
Yeah, in the Mesa schools.
Okay, let's get that out there. You want to give us a quick civics lesson on what a bond and budget override vote is? Because override sounds kind of scary.
Sounds like they just can't control themselves and they're just wasting money. But what it is additional local funding that districts can provide to the schools. In Mesa, 14% of the teachers' salaries are paid for with this override money. And bond money is used for capital expenditures, buildings, technology, repairs. And they're not allowed to save up money and pay for it. They literally have to use bond money to do it.
They have to borrow.
They have to borrow it.
And that's paid for through the property
tax. Through the property tax. And in most cases, these districts, they have to be reauthorized every 4 to 5 years, depending on what it is. And they aren't spending more. It's a continuation of the spending level.
Okay, so I did a lot of travel around the Valley last weekend. There are signs all over the Valley. They look the same. The district is different, opposing these bond and budget overrides, largely on kind of social culture battle grounds. Do you know who's behind them and why that's the approach?
So I don't know for sure who's behind them. I have my strong suspicions. But the fact that they're doing it everywhere shows that it's not the result of some sort of careful analysis of the financial condition of the schools. It's an ideological thing that has more to do with 2024's presidential race. They can get political energy by generating anger and claiming that the schools are too woke and that the school nurse is going to do a sex change operation on your kid without your consent, or I'm being hyperbolic, but those are the types of things, and it's not really connected to reality in particularly Mesa schools, where they involve parents. So it has more to do with that.
Okay, Tony, you don't get involved in these campaigns in general, but as a political consultant, do they send signals?
Well, I think that there has been an organized effort for a long time in Arizona to tear down public schools that has really ramped up recently. And I think that what's been happening in the past couple of years is that the culture wars have moved into the schools as a place where, frankly, parents aren't involved in the politics of schools enough in order to sort of defend school board members in these things. And so you can sweep in with some out-of-state people or whatever and cause these problems. And that's been happening all over the country. And this is the natural progression of that. It's about destroying public education, but it's also about trying to inflame people about these cultural issues, which frankly, only a small percentage of voters actually care about. It's very concerning.
Okay, got to end it there. Want to remind voters, get your ballot in, early ballot by October 31st to make sure it arrives on time. Tony, Cani, Tyler Montague, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.